awesome matches coming up ahead. Unfortunately, going to be having only one because for the second match, Pancake Sunrise did win by forfeit. So we're going to be having one match, but this match is going to be XOut against Hadean. I think I said that properly. Going to be confirmed by Imperium in a second. How are you doing, Imperium?
I'm good, Max. An absolute pleasure to be able to cast with you on this awesome match that we are going to have ahead of us. It is going to be a best of three between these two teams. It is Hadean era on the B side, and as you correctly mentioned, Exit on the left side. These two teams, I've had the pleasure of casting a couple of matches already. We've seen some polarizing performances from both teams. You know, times where they've showed really solid strength in their matches, and other times where they've kind of surprised us with whether their draft picks or their item builds. That has kind of like, you know, contributed to maybe falling down a game or a series against another team. So on that, we are kind of getting into the into the draft of this first game, Maxman.
Yeah, well, I don't have the draft link, unfortunately. I don't know where that is.
Okay, it should be
I'm a
sent
little
to you.
bit
But anyway, I will describe it while we're waiting. Has been a Rhyme first ban by XOut, followed by Sky for Hadean era. Very interesting bans, Maxman, as we are going to see XOut look to pick their first pick.
Yeah, so I do like the fact that XOut took out that Rain because that's something very specific, and I wouldn't be surprised to see an Alpha pick up there on their side. They're going to be going on to the Grace, but Alpha is one of these heroes that Rain is quite powerful into it. Like, that's one of the things that came straight to my mind with this Rain ban, and just banning Sky is one of those heroes that can scale up, go also weapon and CP. So taking it off the charts right off the bat is a good idea. I'm going to be having the first pick Grace that's, once again, in the NA scene, even in this 2.12 meta, very, very present in the roam.
Yeah, and that Cruel first pick coming out from Hadean era. Cruel is very strong. Got a buff in the 2.12 patch as Vox is taken off the table. That is very wise because we are seeing CP Vox coming back into the meta, showing a strong following even in the early stages of this 2.12 patch, Max.
Yeah, just Vox able to, like, right now, Vox is the flex god. You can take it in any position. If enemy team goes with a lot of melee heroes, you take the CP Vox. If they do not and you have heroes, you have to try and fall back on a little bit more often. Go onto the weapon, sustain Vox with the poison shiv. You have so many possibilities. So just taking it off to see what the enemies are going to draft and just to predict a little bit more what's going to be coming out on these draft tables is very smart on the side of a Hadean era. And they're going to be seeing the Ringo band. They're still extremely powerful with those normal crit and burst damage items, especially the Spell Sword with the Tyrant Monocles. So just shutting it down there is a nice decision because even though Cruel is a hero able to come on to those type of heroes, get on top of them and try and burst them down, if they keep to keep the range very effectively, Ringo can be an absolute monster. So it's going to be off the table and going to be having there a pick for Churnwalker into this Grace.
Yeah, Churnwalker is a really solid pick. Churnwalker is strong, provides a lot of AoE damage, a lot of AoE strength with those chains. I would like to see something like, with the Grace, I'd like to see something like a Rona or another dive hero, even though Rona is somewhat countered by Cruel. With the frontline dive, can potentially shut down Churnwalker, because the way you want to shut down Churnwalker, Maxman, is you want to get onto him before he gets his hook and chains onto any one of your team. But they go for Samuel. Now, the reason why I think they've picked up Samuel is not necessarily because it's strong against Cruel in terms of kiting, but because Samuel works so well with Churnwalker and even Cruel. So I think that Samuel pickup is working on a twofold basis, as we will find out who they pick in their third pick.
Yeah, like the Samuel there, it's nice taking it off because Samuel is one of those awesome combos with Churnwalker. I keep taking this as an example, but Leon showed up a video on Twitter where with a simple Malice and Verdict combo, empowered with the Drifting Dark, and getting 3 hook and chains onto the enemy team, he was able to do a one-shot. And that is even present in 2.12 because those two heroes would not change that much, even though we did have a nerf onto the hook and chain shared damage from 30% to 25%. It's just going to be a nice pickup. They're taking it off the table from Hadean era, and also picking it from themselves, a very, very powerful pick. And now, as you said earlier, like seeing a hero capable of diving in would be an awesome pickup. I'd expect to see a Black Feather. They're going to be going for the Batiste there. There's another CC god that works very well into a Channel Cat, where we are waiting for the last pick for era.
Yeah, but that's really interesting as far as if it's going to be a CP Batiste or weapon power Batiste. On one hand, I feel double CP because that Batiste is then going to have even more cooldown on the likes of his Bad Mojo Ordained and the Fearsome Shade. But then if you have double CP, all it takes is essentially a single or double Aegis or an Aegis and even a double Fountain on the side of Hadean era that will kind of really shut down or negate a lot of damage coming out from XOut. So I'm really curious as to what it's going to be. And to put it on the positive of XOut is they don't is that Hadean era don't really know if it's going to be a weapon power Batiste or a CP Batiste. So picking their last pick is somewhat harder as they go for a Celeste. I think that's really strong. Celeste deals a lot of damage in the back line. I wouldn't say is as strong as Samuel right now, Maxman, but once she hits level 8, has the extra range on the Heliogenesis, can cause a lot of damage with the Cruel in the front line. Let's not forget the Cruel is going to be in the front line, being a mischief, a pain in the behind for XOut. It can potentially give a lot of freedom for Celeste to build up the likes of Dragon's Eye stacks and also just melt the enemy team in these later fights.
Yes, the burst potential on this Celeste combined with the Channel Walker. So it looks a little bit like the Samuel and Channel Walker duo. As you said, it's not that effective in this 2.12 meta. It's still quite well if you execute it on point. You're going to have a Batiste on the front lane capable of auto-sustaining himself. Surely going to be coming up into a weapon. Samuel wouldn't be surprised. Also got this double CP possibility. I do not expect to see that coming out because it's not something that's been coming out that often in the last few patches. And right now what we're going to see is the late game phase. I'd say we'd go over to the hands of XOut because right now they do have this Grace that's been a hero that's been mainly focused into that support role. Also with Chainwalker, Arden, Grace has the potential in the late game. Getting up the Echo, getting a double Divine Intervention on that level 3 Divine Intervention that should be the maxed out ability. And again, also the Fountain, triple healing coming out just in case you can protect the Samuel. If Crew is able to go onto him, that can also sustain with his passive there. With his passive, he can regen quite effectively. So you've got two heroes with auto-sustain capacity and triple heal coming out from this Grace. So I would give the late game there over the side to XOut. The early game and mid-game phase to a Hadean era. Gonna have to see what team is able to take the advantage anyways.
I actually disagree with you, Max. I'm going to give late game to Hadean era just simply because once the Cruel gets a couple of damage items followed by maybe a Shiver Steel and then tanks up and you're going to have that late game range, those disgusting Heliogenesis, even followed by the Solar Storms, I believe that will really play into the hands of Hadean era. You know, these team fights are gonna be, I feel, very elongated, very back and forth, and I think that's just really gonna play into the Celeste gonna be able to kind of zone out. Let's not forget what Celeste does so well if you play her right. She zones out the enemy team. So if you position her right with the rest of your team, you can zone out the enemy, target one or two of them, shut them down, and then you've got a 3v2 situation. Because one thing I worry about, like I already pointed out, is yes, Batiste is going to be on the front line, but he's not going to be able to get onto the back line to shut down the Celeste. Yes, the Samuel, if the positioning is right on the Samuel, will be able to use his Drift in Dark and the Mouse Inverted once it's overpowered to possibly get onto Celeste. But with the Cruel on the side of Hadean era, I think that's going to be risky for them. So I do personally give this late game over the Hadean era. We are just waiting to get these players into the party, Max, and get this game underway. Viewers in chat, get the hype out there. Get your hashtags out there for who you want to see take this first game, the best of 3 series. Hashtag XOut, hashtag Hadean era. This is some. I think one thing I must say is I do think both comps are actually quite similar, Maxman, which I think is going to play for a really interesting game. Which I think the focus is then going to go onto synergy, positioning, and rotations.
I do enjoy when we do have a split desk here. I'm going for XOut. Imperium's going to be going for Hadean era. Gonna have to see how it pans out onto the late game phase. It's going to be very interesting for both of these teams while we are slowly entering the fold for this first match of BO3. So gonna have to see for this early game what's going to be happening. What do you expect, Imperium, panning out into this early phase?
Well, the early phase does, I think, go towards XOut in terms of Samuel is very strong level 2. So you go to the backs in terms of the Samuel and the police. Gonna go to the backs, that's standard rotation. And then lead on towards the mid-century with that level 2. And that might play a strong part in XOut getting a strong hold of the early game. If I was Hadean era, I'd actually go straight for the mid-century. Take the mid-century, go to the backs, because I don't think the clear coming out from XOut is really that strong.
It looks like we're going to have Samuel there going a little bit onto the front lane against Samuel, trying to poke a little bit of damage. Maybe not the best idea because you haven't got that level 2 that's very game defining onto that Samuel, as you just said there. But I'm going to be having the root. The EU Trins coming there will be confirmed and can lock down for the side of XOut. I'm going to be taking out the first kill, first blood over to XOut. Just unfortunately, having Channel going a little bit too far into that front lane and will be shut down and taking that Elder Trent.
Yeah, and it does seem like it's gonna be actually weapon powered Samuel. Weapon powered Samuel, I think is a pick that has the potential of doing a lot of damage. Is gonna surprise the enemy team somewhat. More than, let's say, a CP Samuel. I will see what kind of build do you think is going to be picked up on this weapon power Samuel. Will it be something like a spell sword double tyrant, or do you think it's going to be something like a poison shiv breaking point?
I have to answer that after. We're going to have the Holy Nova. We're going to be missing out on to miss. They're going to be hold up with that. Ordain will be locked down and will be destroyed by this Vainsocial. And yeah, just to come back on what you were saying there, for the build of a weapon Samuel, so that's something that you see very rarely, that can still come out every once in a while. Going to be trying to confirm that. Christian going to be into a little bit of a 1v2 situation there. We'll try to get his stacks up, trying to regen. Got the Ordain to try and lock him down, getting out of the range to get the CC. Will not be connecting, coming back in with the Dead Man's Rush. Holy Nova going to be connecting, avoiding the heal back. Got the Channel, trying to help out, go have a rotation of T-Blade, T2. Coming back in, now we got 2v3, and going to be coming back in. They're going to be shutting down this, but cease. And now, be careful, Christian, going to be quite low. Well, G-Togs is quite full HP, but well, time he's going to be on his own. Healing Flask going to be popped out onto T-Blades, able to tank it up, and they will be taking 3 kills. They're going to try and take an Elder Treant.
Absolutely perfect rotation by T-Blade. Absolutely great kind of awareness to see that the rest of his team was in a bit of a sticky situation. He came down, didn't just get 1 kill, didn't just get the second kill, but got the triple kill, Max, man. It's really good, interesting stuff.
Yeah, be careful there, Miss. Going to be using his healing flask a little bit early, just trying to get the regen. And unfortunately, Christian trying to regen with the Dead Man Rushman. Not going to be. Oh, it wasn't going to be enough, but it was enough to take down T-Togs. Now got the Solar Storm. Going to be Solar Storm. Core Collapse going to be missing out just by a bit. T-Blades, unfortunately, that will also be pursued by the deaths of Myth 5. And T-Blades just running for his life at this point. Benediction going to be up in 5 seconds. Unfortunately, the cooldown will be too long. I'm just going to put a little Core Collapse just to say hello. And we'll be rotating down to the jungle once again.
Yeah, so this is strong engagements, early stages. Less than 4 minutes in, Max, and we've got 8 kills on the board. The goal difference is minimal. 500 onto the side of Hadean era in this early stages, but that's really not much for now, as in there's been real no advantage from an objective taken point of view from that gold lead. It's just going to come down to these kind of 5.5, 6 minutes in, once a full tier 3 item is picked up on either side, that we're going to look to see what kind of power specs are going to come out. But one thing I worry about Myth 5 on this Turnwalker is he's chunking a lot of damage.
Yeah, he's going to have to build a lot of defense. I wouldn't even be surprised for him to build extra, just pure defense items in the late game phase, because he's going to be absolutely shut down by the Batiste in the front lane, and also G-Top's going to be having that weapon ability. Well, they're trying to shut down a little bit. T-Blade's going to be popping that healing flask. It's going to be going very low. Destroyed by the Bard Mojo coming out from this Batiste. Unfortunately, the auto attack, which you just like for T-Blade, will be picking up the kill onto natural frequency. And now going to have Christian trying to get a little bit of extra damage, coming back in with the benediction. He knows he can try and take down T-Blade's V2, but the core collapse will be connected. Healing flask popped out for space out. And we'll be going back in for the Denman Rush. Yes, he does get the regen there with the Spectral Smite, able to regen a little extra. Looks like going to be rotating to get a little extra and go and still camps. Unfortunately, they are not spawned yet.
No, and that was good by Christian, but however, when he got the kill on Batiste and essentially took away any pressure in lane, he should have gone into jungle. He would have been able to even take out the Crystal Sentry in this early stages, as we do see Myth 5 looking to sneakily, cheekily take some of the jungle off XOut. But yeah, Christian, that could have been a great chance to take the Crystal Sentry off the board in this early stage and take it down to 2 lives. And that's one thing you got to think, is if you get any kind of advantage in the game, whether it's kind of taking pressure off lane, whether it's kind of getting a little bit more pressure in jungle, you got to turn that into some kind of objective focus, some kind of, you know, benefit for if you get a team-wide engagement a couple of minutes later. So maybe a bit more focus coming out from Hadean Era Maxman might lead to some better team fight results.
Yeah, that's going to be very important. And well, at the time we were talking earlier, didn't have time to answer, unfortunately, because there was a lot of fight. But Tension Bow, first item purchased for G-Dogs onto this weapon, Samuel. It's a very unorthodox, already hero to play this meta in weapon build. Well, time going to have a little bit of an engage. Hadean Never going to be connecting onto the Churnwalker. Not able to reposition. Well, time. Nice reposition in for Christian with the boost, just able to get out of the Oblivion that was under turret. Nice use there. Right, time we do have this natural frequency, unfortunately, looking like he might have a few problems there. AFK in the jungle. So G-Togs and Spaced Out just trying to hold out that lane, trying to stop some pushes, because now they will have the information that natural frequency is not here. And Christian just going to try and shut him down. This is a tournament. Unfortunately, you're responsible for your internet connection. If there's a problem, you cannot do anything really. And unfortunately, he's going to be taken down there.
However, Crystal Center is acting like some form of third active member, is looking to chunk down Myth 5, but no, the hook and chains do its job, as it does heal up Myth 5 in the meantime.
No, be careful, Myth. trying to get him, trying to do a little bit of a 1v1. Unfortunately, Myth, you're not in the late game phase. You're not the late game Churnwalker god. And now Trade taking a bit of damage from that benediction in the lane. Was able to escape it just with a bit, but looks like Spaced Out just trying to get his cooldown down. It looks like T-Blade V2 will be regenning just enough, and then we have a little bit of engagement. Man Rush connecting onto G-Tog, able to slow him down. Does Divine Intervention, able to heal him back up, but the Spectral Smite is available. 670 damage coming out after really bursting into the ground, and Spaced Out should be following not very far behind. Double kill over to Christian.
Yeah, that's a bit of a shame in terms of XOut. They are a member down, as it seems like Natural Frequencies has lost frequency in this first game. However, look, XOut, they've got really an uphill battle. Maybe they've just got to kind of see if Natural Frequency can connect back into this game. In the meantime, just try to kind of lose as little as little objectives as possible in this time. I'm sure Hadean Era are aware that in some way one of players of XOut is down. So they've obviously got a bit more control over this map. They just got the gold mine for that immense gold payout, Max. They're going to be able to just build up those items so that even if Natural Frequency does come back into the fold, that they will have enough of an item advantage that they will be able to shut down all of XOut. But one positive thing to note, at least right now, Max, is that Hadean Era cannot ace XOut. So that's kind of a slight positive outside of all the negatives that we are seeing.
Yeah, that's very true. I did not think of that. Thank you for bringing that up. It's true they cannot ace down XOut if they do get able to take down Spaced Out. And G-Togs, like, still gonna have natural frequency into the base there and not giving over the ace. I'm gonna have a little bit of an engagement there. Spaced Out gonna be a little bit of the face shake thing you do not want to do. The stacks are slowly going bigger and bigger, trying to reposition with the Trespass, able to CC down. Samuel just gonna be blasted to the ground. Spaced Out, divine intervention on himself, was not able to use it because he got CC'd by the Trespass. And now we're going to be using the Healing Flash, trying to win a little extra time. And Spaced Out, we'll be going slowly down with the Spectral. No! Be careful, EU Treants doing the job. EU Treants are there. Unfortunately, will be picked up by T-Blades V2 into the lane. And not ace.
No, not ace indeed, but it is just a big increase of gold. They're now 7k gold lead. They're gonna look then take down this last choke point turret, Max man. It's a big shame when you have these matches and players lose connection because, you know, in some way, of course, they don't want to lose connection, Max man. They want to stay in this game. They want to fight until the end, and I'm sure Natural Frequencies, wherever he is right now, he's doing his best to get himself sorted and back into this match. However, in the meantime, XOut have just got to ride this wave. Maybe they can bring in a sub for the second match of the series, and it could easily just be, you know, a delayed GG for Hadean Error in this first match. But we will find out.
Yeah, that's very unfortunate because you did have also Natural Frequency with this CP Batiste. You did have the Dragon's Eye as an item when you're against an enemy Churnwalker and Cruel. You're able to get 3 stacks really early, and if you then can connect a Bard Mojo onto this enemy Celeste, it can just do like maybe 400, 500, even sometimes 600, depending of your itemization advance. And that's just not going to be coming out this match until Natural Frequency does not come back. And right now, like you can see on the side of XOut, they do not want to look for any fights, just want to try and get the perfect situation where they can hope to get a 2v3 while Natural Frequencies is out of combat. So hard times.
It is definitely hard times, but it's great focus coming out for Hadean Error. That's one thing I want to point out. They've gotten the gold mine, they've gotten the turret. Now we see the core collapse has stunned G-Togs.
Yeah, they're just trying to finish the game at this point. Oh, Trespass coming out, stopping the divine intervention. Core collapse onto Spaced Out while G-Togs did go down from Elzar, connecting, get the extra CC. The CC combo walking out with triple CC for these 3 heroes on the side of Error. Oh my god, just imagine if all 3 were there. The Trespass would always come through because unfortunately the Crucible is still not onto this Grace, and looks like this will be a very early game. Finished in 12 minutes 30 seconds. Apparently, yeah, looks like they're going to try and finish it with the blowing kill onto G-Tog. Going to be slowed down, core collapse. We blocked out, unfortunately. Spectral Smite just able to follow up the big amount of damage from a Crawl. And this will be game number 1 over to Error.
Yeah, gotta give full respect to Hadean Error in terms of they didn't troll XOut. They recognized that as a team they had a very unfortunate issue, and they've done their best just to essentially, you know, close this game out and be, you know, be like a plaster in a wound and just peel it off as quickly as possible, so that XOut can do what they can to get any kind of active connecting sub into their team for the second game of the series. But I want to talk one thing that I actually didn't mention, that none of us mentioned in the draft, was yes, that CC combo that came out from Hadean Error with the Trespass, core collapse, and from the Hell's Heart. We saw that play out in the later stages, even though it was 3v2. If it hadn't been 3v3, yes, you would have the CC from Batiste, Max man, but that still would have caused a lot of shutdown for Hadean Error onto XOut, and that's why I said I felt they had a better late game with all the CC that they had on their team, and they seem to be connecting that really nicely in this game.
Yeah, just a huge amount of CC just added there. It was going to be absolutely game changing. So unfortunately, we weren't able to see to the full extent where this game was going to go towards. So gonna have to see if they're going to try and bring in maybe a sub maybe just do 2v3 or maybe just call it a day. I do not know what's going to be happening on the side of XOut. This is very unfortunate. These kind of things do happen sometimes, and you just have to try and make with it. And yeah, we're gonna have to see what happens for XOut, because I hope they do have a sub or just a backup plan of, because otherwise this should be going over to the side of Hadean.